Okay, so today in our maternal health workshop, we're going to do something really, I think it's fun. I hope everybody else thinks it's fun. We are going to, I just want to present. Oh, there we go. We are going to be practicing a centering practice prayer, right? So this centering prayer, to me, it just means like a practice of centering, coming into being with yourself, with your experience, with your baby, all of that. And so a centering practice, and I say pray her, because, we're women and or womb people, and so having that practice in connecting to the divine feminine energy within you that's moving, that is being activated as you move into, as we spoke about last time, the initiation process of childbirth. All right, so we're going to get started. So we want to remember that to me, I don't judge people about the types of pregnancies they choose or pregnancies that they experience. And I want you to not judge yourself either. And when I say give you the birth that you desire, I truly do believe that we can have, and we are worthy of having, the birth that we desire in our heart of hearts. And at the same time, when we claim the birth that we desire, we then are taking responsibility to do the work to having that birth. So if we give away our freedom and we don't take any responsibility in our birthing experiences, then we're going to have the birth outcome, the birth that somebody else wants for us. That's really it. And a lot of us give our power over, and we don't take any initiative, and we just go through pregnancy and all these different things. And that's the problem that we're seeing, this climb, this really, and I want to say descend instead of ascend. So this descend to moving from having that divine feminine power and connection, and knowing that all your foremothers before you birthed their babies just fine, right? And thinking that, no, this system is going to, if I give this system control, then it's going to help me. And that is absolutely not true. And we're seeing it time and time again. So again, if you want a specific type of birth that you desire, then you can do that. But it also means that you have to get centered. And that's what we're talking about today. So for my traditional, when I talk about centering, I believe in tapping into what I call a traditional support remedy. And this is a tool that I use throughout all of my products, my documentation. Maybe I should put myself on the screen. It's a bit rainy over here. So hey y'all. Okay, so when I talk about traditional support remedies, this is the term that I use for offering traditional support methods, things that women, people who've worked with those with wombs and having babies and childbirth and all these different things that we do. These are remedies that people have used over time. And so in our practice today, our centering prayer is a traditional support remedy that I'm going to offer as a way to create a ritual, your own personal practice around your birthing experience. In my other documents, whether you have my workbook or whether you have the notebook or whether you have my Motherland Birth Collective birth log, all of these have multiple different types of offerings around traditional support remedies. So I do believe we did get the workbook in one of these classes. And so in the workbook, you will see the prayer outlined. And so we're going to work through it today. You also have some food remedies, some recipes, and also have some movement remedies and all of those different things. So I say that these are support remedies to help you through your process and just to support you as even if you don't have that in-person support from whether it be myself or any other birth worker that you might have on your team. Okay, so meditation, and we are going to probably work through a meditation today. So I hope you're ready to get relaxed. Meditation is a practice that is about silencing and centering your mind and your being. And so you can read here what I wrote, but also just knowing that meditation is about centering and coming into peace, finding peace, not living in any resistance, having a way to silence the busyness that is our mind, relax our bodies, right? And so meditation, people think that meditation is this thing that is just difficult to do. They're like, oh no, I can never quiet my mind. I can never sit still. I can never do this. But meditation is actually a practice of bringing yourself out of the anxieties of life, right? Worrying, thinking about the next thing that you have to do, and being in something fully. So meditation isn't always, I like to say, I love this picture because it's perfect. Meditation isn't always, right, sitting on top of a mountain, like a monk, right? That's not always meditation. Meditation can be any practice that you do that you're doing in a mindful way. So meditation can be cooking. Meditation can be going for a walk in nature. Meditation can be mindfully thinking about something, not worrying about it, not fearing it, not trying to control it, just thinking about it, allowing it to come into your mind and releasing it without resistance. That's it. That is the meditation of life, so life in and of itself can be a meditation. Practicing deep breathing and in every couple of hours, you can put it in your phone. Let me deep breathe, and there's a lot of great apps out there to help people, especially those who live a real fast-paced life and they don't have the time to consciously tell myself, okay, I just need to breathe. That's what I do. When I feel like I'm hustling and bustling, I'm like, slow down, T, breathe. That's literally what I tell myself, just breathe. Because I used to notice before I started moving into meditation, way before that, right? I noticed that I would find myself moving throughout life, moving throughout the day, going, one thing from another to another to another, and I'm not even breathing. You might be breathing to function, but you're not fully breathing. And so I used to find myself finally stopping and be like, oh, man, was I not breathing this whole time? You're moving throughout life, but you're not oxygenating your body. You're not taking deep, profound breaths that move through your entire being in order to energize and oxygenate all of your cells. That's the type of deep breathing we're talking about. And so you don't have to, you can sit and you can do breath work. There's so many great forms of guided meditations, hypnobirthing. As pregnant folks, you could take a hypnobirthing meditation. There's so many great tools. There's so many great ways in which we can find peace, be silent, find the calm in the busyness of life, and also tap into your baby. So that's the other huge benefit about meditating during pregnancy, because it in and of itself is prayer. And I like to say meditation and yoga and things that you do mindfully with your body are body prayer. It is a way that you intentionally move your vessel and connect to your higher self. Is that not prayer? So I do see meditation as a form of prayer because it is a sense of body prayer. And so you can feel that however you need to feel it. There's so many great resources on YouTube that are guided. You can find meditations anywhere. And I love listening to meditations anywhere you can find them. So Spotify has great meditations, SoundCloud has great meditations, YouTube has great meditations. I myself, I guess I do meditations well. I guess people really do like when I guide them in meditation, and I often get told like, oh my gosh, you need to record that. So I'm gonna get around to it. I can't, not making any promises to win, but I have a few meditations on YouTube, but I do believe in, I love guiding people through those meditative practices, and we're gonna do that today. So that is on meditation. So that is what we're doing. I want you to get into a comfortable position. You could be laying in the bed. You could be sitting in a chair like I'm doing. As long as you're not driving or doing something that you need to focus on. So we're going to find some peace. And how about should we do some meditation music? We won't do music this time. How about that? But another time, maybe we'll do some meditation with some guided music, okay? So we're going to get into a comfortable position, comfortable seated position. Gently close your eyes. And you want to inhale your shoulders up, back, and down. And again, inhale, back, and down. Exhale. Inhale again, shoulders up, back, and down. Exhale. All right. So as we inhale deeply, we're going to be on a count of 4. And you do not have to worry about keeping count or track of anything. I will remind you, okay? So this is a practice of deep breathing. That is what we are doing here before we move into a guided meditation. So your deep breathing is going to be like this. Inhale deeply. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath at the bottom. So again, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And you want to remember to inhale through your nose, inhale, hold, exhale out your mouth, hold. And again, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Keep going. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. I'm going to do one more time. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Now you can continue to breathe at your normal pace and rate, remembering to take your time, feel your breath fully in your body, releasing it fully out of your body. Those cleansing breaths are so important just to cleanse the energy in your entire body, in your cells, in your organs, everything, all the parts of your body need oxygen, and your baby needs oxygen too. And all of that is dependent upon you breathing correctly. So that's why the breath is important. All right. Our next practice for centering prayer is affirmations. So, as many people who work with me know, I love affirmations. I've created my own affirmations. I have to go show you guys. So let me go get them. But affirmations, and these are a few. Affirmations are a way that we retrain our minds by using a verbal technique of speaking words and retraining your mind and body to align with the words that you are speaking. Affirmations are more than just positive talk, right? Affirmations can, in your body, create a physical manifestation of the things that you say out your mouth. And when you say your affirmations, in the beginning of your affirmations, you don't have to actually believe them. The beauty of affirmations, the power of affirmations, is by speaking this truth that you want to align with, and it will create the belief in your mind, in your body. Because what we don't often realize is that our words have power, as I've said before, but also that our bodies and our minds and our higher selves and the universe don't know the difference. So whether we choose to use the words that come out of our mouth for, oh, this is going to be terrible, and then we say, oh, I didn't mean that, and then something terrible happens, and then we're like, wait, why is this happening? Because the power of our words has more to do with the ways that the universe responds to them, the ways that our bodies respond to them, and less to do, and I don't know, people don't realize it, less to do with the intention. Because some people realize that there is an intent versus impact, right? That's what we say a lot in the work that I do, the intent versus impact. Sometimes people say things and they didn't have malintentions, right? Sometimes people speak on folks' pregnancies. Sometimes people speak on folks' lives. Sometimes people speak on folks' babies. Those, and they don't realize those things. I truly don't believe that people have a malintention when they say things that come out their mouth. However, the impact is a direct result with the resonance, the fact that vibration and energy exist beyond just our intentions. So the vibration of the fact that words create life, that's in every ancient text. God said, let there be, and so there is. You are using your God force when you speak words, whether that is for good or just, gossiping, or just saying, oh, well, I'm just saying, how could they do all of that? And I say this in also reflection, deep reflection, for the life that I once lived in ignorance, thinking I had the right to judge anyone or anything outside of myself, and even myself. And we think about the fact that when we're young and we say stuff like, that was so stupid of me to do that. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? When you beat yourself up and you wonder how 10 years from when you beat yourself up and you're like, why am I still living like this? It's because you created that life, sis, bro, person. You know what I'm saying? You created that life, and we create it often in ignorance. And so I say this with the conversation around affirmations because I think there's not enough discourse around the power of affirmations. And when you talk about creating the pregnancy, the birth that you desire, Affirmations are key to doing that. I like to have my clients create their affirmations. And so in your workbooks, I think in your notebooks, are you getting notebooks? In your notebooks, you might be getting affirmations. You're going to have some space to work through your creating your own affirmations. And so that's why I invite you to have your journal, a book or something, as you create your affirmations. In a practice that I believe is so great is, no matter where you are in your pregnancy, no matter where you are, but starting from the day that you learn to do this, writing an affirmation out each day. And so a lot of well, actually, I think all the affirmations I created from mothership affirmation cards that I just finally got the print copy of, that took me, however many years ago that I created it. It is about each day writing an affirmation that comes to you throughout your pregnancy. So in your pregnancy, regardless of the results, each day writing an affirmation. So if you want to do it for 40 days, if you want to do it for 10 days, if you want to do it for 20 days, give yourself a time frame that you say, I'm just going to write affirmations as they come to me. And the closer that you get to your birth, your experience, tap into the wisdom of your baby, tap into the wisdom of the soul that is returning through the vessel that you are gestating, because all of those things are connected. And remember that the baby that's inside you is a vessel. Just like your flesh is a vessel, the spirit of that's going to inhabit that vessel is all around you, is in communication with you, is in relationship with you, getting to know you. And it's important to take this time during your prayer time, your centering time, to get to know the needs of this returning ancestor, the way it wants to be brought into the world, the way it wants to be affirmed and brought up in life. All of those things that guide the being that is returning into their divine purpose is being told to you right now. So affirmations are a big part of that. And I always send my first and most favorite affirmation. I flow with the waves. I am not overcome by them. I flow with the waves. I'm not overcome by them is the ultimate affirmation to me, because not only do you flow with the waves of life, you flow in the waves of your pregnancy, the emotions. You flow in the womb waves when you're getting closer to your baby. The waves are always ever so present in the experience of birth and experience of life. The waves remind us that the great mother, Yemaya, the great mother ocean, the great waters of the energy of the divine feminine are really there to protect us. And when we flow with the waves, we're not resistant to them. And if you know anything about water, if you grew up near water, if you like to go to the beach, you know that when you flow with the wave and you're not resistant to it, you flow in it, right? But the moment you start trying to push against the wave, it's turbulent. It can knock you over. It can drown you, all of these things, right? So that's life. That's the lesson in life often, is that we are supposed to move with the waves and the flow of life. And when we start to encounter resistance, it's time to start thinking about whether or not that resistance is because that resistance is a factor of, sorry, y'all, I know this thing. That resistance is often a factor of, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move this stuff because I know those come out like black when I record it. Anyway, those resistance are a factor of us not being in flow. not being in alignment. So when we start feeling that resistance, we start feeling those tugs and pulls energetically, right? And your pregnancy is going to allude to this, right? When you start doing that affirmation, I flow with the waves, I'm not overcome by them. That's the emotions. Woo, when emotions come up, I flow with the waves, I'm not overcome by them. Emotions in pregnancy are absolutely normal, but emotions in pregnancy are actually telling us something. When you find yourself in an extremely emotional pregnancy, it tells you that there is something in your energy field that you are not fully comfortable with. And we have to pay attention to that, because sometimes women just, they just push it off. Oh, I'm just really emotional right now because I'm pregnant. It's not that. the emotions are signals that say there's something about this that I'm not fully comfortable with. So you have to take this time to journal and start talking to yourself. If the one person you could be honest with, it should be yourself. Talking to yourself about what's actually being told to you by the emotions that's coming up. I flow with the waves, I am not overcome by them. What are these waves telling you? When you're around someone specific, do you feel an emotional tug? When a situation happens that makes you uncomfortable, does it trigger an emotional response? Is there something going on in your relationship that might be triggering a response? These are things that we often just be like, oh my God, because I'm pregnant, I'm just so emotional. No. It's often telling us something that we're not always aware of when not pregnant, because the hormones and all of that, we kind of just ignore it and we're like, oh, it's fine. But when we get to that place in your pregnancy experience, when you say and it's not conscious, right? It's a very subconscious tug. It's a subconscious alert, because your whole being, everything about you is trying to prepare for the environmental safety of the child that you're giving birth to. Everything. So everything in you on a primal level is trying to make sure that the environment that you're bringing your baby into is safe for its well-being. And whether we are conscious about it or not, that is just an innate, natural response. Animals do it. Nature does it. They will get rid of and be alarmed by anything that doesn't feel good to them energetically when they're pregnant. So you have to pay attention to it. So when you move through life, again, recite that affirmation. I flow with the waves. I'm not overcome by them. So another one that I'm offering is I trust my intuition and my ability to make the best choice for myself and my baby. Another one is I trust my body, I trust my baby, I trust my intuition. That's another great one. And then here's one also, my body is strong and capable of growing and nurturing a healthy baby. Some really great ones also, again, included in the mothership affirmation cards that are not yet released. So, there's that. But it offers 20 really great affirmations. And also music can be really great aspect of affirmations, right? So there are amazing affirmation songs out now. You can find those on YouTube. You can find those on Spotify. Oh, there's one that I really love right now called Affirmations. It's by Hazel. What is this guy's name? There's one I listen to almost every day. And it is on Spotify. And let me find it. I really like Londrell. Londrell's really great. He's got a lot of great affirmations. Here, let me. Y'all can hear that? Give me a thumbs up. I am loved eternally. I am free
to be. I got everything I need in me. I believe I am free. I found peace. I am free. I found peace. Yeah. I got all that I need. Know my name and I know what it means. Indigo, same color as my dreams. Income's been residual, make diamonds in my jeans. They trying to take away my peace, and I still choose to be carefree. I am loved eternally. Yeah, I am free to be. I got everything I need in me. I believe I am free. I found peace. I am free. I found peace.
Okay, I could play the whole song, but I'm not going to, legal rights. Okay, but so again, affirmations, that was by Hayes, B-Y, capital Haze. I love that song. I like to just listen to it, every morning or whatever, because it's just so sweet and simple. Some great other affirmative music is Beautiful Chorus. I love Beautiful Chorus. Been listening to Beautiful Chorus for like 10 years. I always say Beautiful Chorus got me through a really hard time, and so Beautiful Chorus has really great music. There are so many other affirmations. So whether you are doing this for birth prep, whether you are doing this for your life, just creating a new vision about your life, affirming who you are. Again, it's about okay. And I want to repeat some things because we had some people come in later. I want to say that affirmations, again, I'm repeating, affirmations are about retraining and reimagining, getting your mind and your body to rethink, relearn, and recreate the life that you desire, the birth that you desire, the business you desire, everything that you can birth in this world, right? And as womb-centered people, we have the ability to create anything. And so I was mentioning earlier that affirmations are more than just positive talk, because they are about getting your mind and your body to align. Tired to think about what I said earlier. Getting your mind and body to align with the life that you are creating. And so they say, whether you believe you can or you believe you can, you're probably right. And that is so true. And so when it comes to affirmations, when you first start speaking affirmations, you don't necessarily have to believe it. You just start coaching yourself and you start aligning with it. So if everything in your life is going awry, you're like, oh, life is terrible, and you keep meditating on the terrible parts of life, it's going to keep creating terrible situations. But in the difficult times, when you start affirming the beauty and the love and the joy, and you're loved eternally, those type of things will create a life that you desire, the life that you deserve to have, the birth, the life, the business, everything. And so I shared that I flow with the waves, I'm not overcome by them, is my number one affirmation. And then here are a few more. And so in your journaling practice, I would love for you to take some time, no matter where you are in your pregnancy, to write out daily affirmations, even if it's just one affirmation a day, something that comes to you in your daily meditation, in your guided prayer, in your time. You light a candle. Have a candle here as a representation for our centering prayer time. You light your candle. You take 5 minutes. You say, You breathe, as we did earlier, our breathing practice. You do your breathing, you center yourself, you calm your spirit, you communicate with the spirit of the baby who's coming in through you, and then let the affirmation come to you. And if you don't, if that is too much work and then that doesn't feel good right now, then you have a ton of great affirmation resources. Here are a few that I've offered, and there are really great tools on YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere. There's affirmations everywhere. But I do believe that there's power in tapping into the spirit of your baby and writing the affirmations that come to you. All right. So journaling. You work with me, you didn't heard this too many times, but but I'm never gonna stop. Journaling can and will change your life. So sometimes we as birth workers, we do promote having a pregnancy journal. So you just journal your dreams. You know, when you're pregnant, you have crazy dreams. Who knows why? So you could journal your dreams. You can decompress about whatever fears and concerns might be coming up. You can journal about the things that are bringing joy in your life. You could journal about things that are bringing up some fear, right? And so you can have a conversation with your unborn child. You can have a conversation with your foremothers, your grandmothers. You can have a conversation with whoever you feel is guiding you throughout your pregnancy. You can talk to God. You could talk to the divine feminine. You could talk to whoever you want. At a time when I experienced pregnancy, I journaled Yemaya every day. So that was my practice, journaling Yemaya every day. And I really just, because Yemaya, for those who don't know who Yemaya is, she is the Orisha of Orisha, her mother, her name means the mother whose children are as many as the fish, right? Who the children who are as numerous as the fish. And so she is represented in nature as the great mother ocean. And in the Yoruba tradition, that is who Yemaya is, in the Yoruba or Ifa tradition, excuse me. And then also there's manifestations of Yemaya that move throughout the diaspora, but there's also manifestations of Yemaya who are in other traditional indigenous traditions as well. And so Yemaya represents the divine feminine. She represents the great mother. She is the protectress of pregnant mothers, pregnant women and their babies, their infants. So she's the one who protects children, infants when they're little. They pray to Yemaya to protect infants from SIDS or whatever the case may be. She's there to protect the mother throughout pregnancy and also the children. And so my journaling practice was journaling Yemaya and talking to her about what was coming up for me, what concerns I was having and all that stuff. And everybody, and I always say, no matter what the outcome, right? So for me, I had a miscarriage, but I really genuinely, for the most part, enjoyed my pregnancy. And so I do believe that when you have a centering practice, your centering prayer, it does allow you to find peace in your experience, no matter what happens, right? And so because that was some time ago, I have some peace in my heart, so I can talk about that, right? But there is a time in your life where some things are just a bit too tender, and so you don't really have the space. And I believe that journaling is that healing practice that offers you that peace in the tender places of life, right? So there's that. So documenting your journey, keeping like little things that come to you. Maybe you went for a walk and you found a feather and you were like, oh, this is a good feeling. Keep the little feather in your journal. Maybe you went to the beach and you got a shell. Maybe whatever the case may be, maybe somebody got you something that was just a keepsake throughout your pregnancy, or you had a mama blessing or baby blessing ceremony or something, right? So all of these different things are really good things you could keep process in your journal by writing physically, but also just keeping little keepsakes in a journal is nice as well. So I really do hope people have a journal. Oh, and the gratitude list is perfect. Gratitude, even if you write nothing else, writing each day something you were grateful for throughout your experience is something just to, again, be mindful. And it's your own meditation. It doesn't take too much time, and it also allows you to connect and reconnect with your experience. Okay, so since I did ask that if you could I recommended that if you could go ahead and get you a journal, and we're going to have a few prompts. So you can take these prompts, feel free to take a photo, a screenshot or something, and you can take these prompts and write them out on your own, or we can share some together. So I invite you to look at these prompts that I've written here and just kind of use those as guiding tools in your journaling practice. So the first prompt is, what are 5 joys of parenthood you are looking forward to? I think that is important to talk about because people are looking forward to different things. You can do these same prompts with yourself and your partner. We're going to wait. So 5 joys of parenthood can be different because you're going into a new phase of parenthood. So whether it's your first child, whether it's another child, right? Each pregnancy brings something new, and whether it's your first child or it's an additional child, your parenting experience is going to be different. So 5 new joys in your parenting experience that you're looking forward to. 2, what fears or concerns do you have about giving birth or becoming a parent? Very important, because pregnancy is not birth, and not the same thing. And pregnancy and birth are not parenthood, so all of those things bring their own new experiences. And I do believe that each of them are individual initiation processes. What emotions are you experiencing today, and how are they affecting you and your pregnancy? So as I spoke about earlier about I flow with the waves, I'm not overcome by them. Emotions are a part of this experience, and they are often enlightening us to something that needs to be healed, changed, overcome, spoken about, whatever the case may be. So we are going to have some time, and I want to give you some time here to do that. Let's finish, and then we'll come back to this so I can pause the recording. So all right, so journaling. So again, you could do that with our time here together, or you can take some time on your own, get your prompts here, and continue on with your journaling practice. Okay, so my final words here is that taking time to center yourself through pregnancy can have a profound impact on your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. By prioritizing self-care and mindfulness through practices such as meditation, journaling, and affirmations, you can create a deeper connection with yourself and your growing baby, and prepare yourself for the transformative journey of motherhood. Remember to be gentle with yourself and trust your inner wisdom as you navigate this beautiful, sacred time. That is truly my intention and wish and prayer for each and every one of you. And I look forward to continuing to be a part of your healing journey and your initiation into birth. All right. So thank you for your time. Peace.